everyone. I'm Gosar, and I'm a finance and accounting consultant in Chicago. The talk show will be conducted in a question answer format. Is today's holistic science expert, Dr. Shaileshanadji. Shailesh Mehta, or we call him Dr. Shaileshanadji, is a practicing ophthalmologist who owns a hospital in Vadodara, India. From his childhood, he was curious about deeper truths in life. He came in touch with self-realized holistic scientist Sri A. M. Patel. Dr. Mehta attained self-realization in 1977. Dr. Mehta is a celibate and is deeply experienced in the field of holistic inner science. He devotes his time to studying, researching, and spreading the message of holistic inner science. In his request to spread the message of holistic science, he has traveled to many countries such as US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. He also has given numerous speeches on holistic science, and his speeches have been well received at national and international conferences. He is also an author of several books, including Introduction to Holistic Science and Integral Living and Science of Liberation. Welcome, Shaileshanadji.
My hearty greetings to all of you across the world for this holistic inner science interactions. So I think today's topic given to me is harmony and harmonious daily living. Is that right, Mohan?
That's right. That's correct.
Okay. So if we go with the introduction of the topic, the things come to me in a four heads. What's harmony? At what all levels we think or talk of harmony? Secondly, what are the good effects of harmony, or what are the effects if the harmony is disrupted or not maintained on the mind, body, and soul? Third important question is, all of us do want to have harmony all the time, all the seconds, all the breaths of our living, but why is it not so easy for us to have harmony all throughout? And fourth is, what can be done or to maintain the harmony? So under these four heads, let's introduce the topic. Harmony, the word is as such self-explanatory that even a layman will understand what the harmony means. But if we go a little bit in more in depth, harmony means it is to be within and without, from within as well as outside, remaining attuned or with aligned frequency to the happenings, whether they are the happenings within me or happenings outside me. And when we talk of harmony, naturally the things come to us. First is, I think of outside me, that, okay, do I have harmony with my wife? Of course, I don't say that I say whether my wife is harmonious with me, whether my children are harmonious with me. That's to say, we are seeking it at our relations level, of course, pointing the fingers at others always. I am always harmonious, the others are not. So in my relations at home, at my workplace, maybe with my superior or maybe with my colleagues or maybe those who are working under me, then wherever I go, maybe on a road also, I expect harmony, that the people are not driving properly and there is a chaos and traffic. You may not experience that in US, but we always experience it in India, though we have learned how to remain harmonious in apparent chaos also. So this is where we are talking of situations or the conditions or the circumstances. Third is harmony with nature, natural regulatory system, and natural laws. Mahen just now shared with me that there is a wonderful snowfall in Chicago and the temperature is -2. So one has to learn to live harmoniously with the natural regulatory system and the natural laws, whatever to the extent possible we know. And the most important and most paramount is, while talking of harmony with all these situations or living beings or nature, do I ever look to the most important part, that am I harmonious within myself with me only? As long as I'm not learning how to keep my inner self harmonious, my mind, my reflective consciousness, my intellect, my ego, my speech, I cannot remain harmonious with the things outside. So to recapitulate, harmony with the people around us, maybe at home, maybe at workplace, maybe wherever we go and interact, maybe at a shop, maybe at a mall. So in our relations or in interconnected human dealings, harmony with the situations or circumstances, harmony with the nature, natural regulatory system, and natural laws. When we talk of the nature and natural laws, so many times the question comes to us, why is it happening to me only? Why the nature or the God is not kind to me, and why me, and so many things. So there we are not getting harmonious with the happenings, not knowing the natural regulatory system. And fourth is whether I'm harmonious within myself or with me only. Now, what happens if the harmony is not maintained? If the harmony is maintained, everybody knows that we are happy, we are positive, our energy levels are good, our mood is good, our face is smiling, and whatnot. It's the minor energy circles. It doesn't work only at the gross level. It works at the subtle levels where my inner and outer energies and the subtle cosmic things are aligned, and they are working in tandem. So they are working at optimum energy level, giving me happiness, wealth, or power, and other things. But when the harmony is disrupted, what happens? Naturally, what is stress? One of the things which I comes to me is stress is nothing but lack of harmony or disruption of the harmony level within or without. And holistic science can research onto that what is the stress and how the lack of harmony at any level or disruption of the harmony at any level can result into stress. Stress is nothing but what I'm expecting within and what is happening outside, that there two things are not getting aligned. There may not be evident loss to me, there may not be evident threat to me, but the things are not getting in harmony. That's itself leads to stress. If the magnitude is more, if I can't resolve within me, then it leads to mental botherations, mental puzzles, even the bodily diseases. So mind, body, and soul, all the three are affected at all the levels. And the science has proved that whenever there is lack of harmony or whenever there is no harmony or easiness, the dis-ease results. Dis-ease, disease is nothing but dis and ease. So this ultimately results into hormonal imbalances, neurological imbalances, and leading to the body diseases also. And of course, my conscious being affected first. So knowing the science, we definitely now want to try our best to maintain the harmony within and without. That's a part two. Part three is why my harmony is lost. Why can't I maintain my harmony even though I wish it, even though I know the advantages of harmony, even though I know the loss due to disharmony? I come to know that my inner design, my own spectacles, I'm looking through my own spectacles of my beliefs, my opinions, and my expectations. My inner self, mind, reflective consciousness, intellect, and ego has certain design that, oh, mine should behave like this, Rajni bhai should talk like this my colleague should work like this, my wife should behave like this. And whenever I'm seeing something different, not able to reconcile within myself, it results into lack of harmony. And I ask myself a question: can you expect another Shailesh in the world? Can there be a mirror image of Shailesh in the world? No, all are going to be different. And the holistic science even goes to the extent and says that as the spaces are different for everybody, as the evidences are different for everybody, there are going to be differences. So unless I have the vision to look at the things, I'm knowingly or unknowingly, I'm going to enter into lack of harmony or loss of harmony. So this leads me to study my inner self, that where is the origin of lack of harmony is within me only, in the form of my incorrect understanding, wrong beliefs, incorrect visions, my opinions, or so many other things sitting within me. So having known that, how to attain harmony and what should we do to maintain the harmony? And In the previous talks, you must have talked that in our interconnected, interrelational daily livings, we have certain visions that whichever actions of my mind, speech, and body which are going to make others happy do make me happy first, and which are going to hurt others do hurt me first. So there is nobody else in the world actually. They are appearing the others, but world is me only, because each action of mind, speech, and body do affect me first. So having this knowledge, and it automatically leads to awareness within, and knowing this, I automatically or naturally become aligned or harmonious with the things, because its world is nothing but my own echo or my own projection. The second thing I have realized that clashes take the toll on me first, so I want to avoid clashes, or I want to resolve the situation amicably with equanimity. The third key the holistic sciences has given me is adjust everywhere. And when I have this sentence, adjust everywhere, the so many other ancillary visions help me, that all these different human beings are like different plants and trees of a garden, looking all different, but each one having unique fruit or a flower. So to say that some simple visions like this help me to remain harmonious. And even if there is something which challenges my harmony, with this correct understanding, right belief, and right vision, I can immediately become harmonious. Now, when I talk with the situations or circumstances, I'm stuck in a traffic. Traffic is not moving, and I'm stuck in a traffic, and my mind starts agitating. Now, how to maintain the harmony within and without? So there, my understanding has to come to help, that okay, can I help this situation? If I can, I should try. Otherwise, whatever is happening is just incorrect, because it is as per the natural regulatory system and the scientific circumstantial evidences. So having accepting the scientific circumstantial evidences, I can try my best, but then I have to remain cool, quiet, and use the time in a best possible way, not incurring the double loss. One loss is already there because of traffic. I'm stuck. My time is of reaching somewhere is getting delayed, and if I'm having incorrect understanding, because of inner turmoil, I will have so many other losses. So at least I want to prevent extra losses, which are by putting the correct understanding. Similarly, we can have so many situations. Somebody is sick, somebody is on a terminal death situation, or so many things. So the understanding comes to our help how to remain harmonious from within and without, and to get the best in any given situation, whether it's according to our expectation or whether it is contrary to our expectation. And when I think of nature and natural regulatory system, when the holistic science opened up the knowledge of how these things are working, I came to know that, oh, I am an instrumental doer. I have the power of projections or bhavasatta, and rest of the things are taken care by the nature or the natural regulatory system. So the nature has its own laws, that I have to try whatever best I can, but ultimately whatever has happened is just incorrect. And the second natural law is one who suffered is at fault, because if I don't have those particular types of atoms or molecules, nobody can really independently harass or help me. So that is the third part of knowing the nature and natural regulatory system. And the fourth is harmony within myself. So here, when I look that whenever my mind is agitated, whenever my intellect is posing question, the modern day intellect is the biggest bugbear to maintain our harmony, because it creates a lot of questions. Why Mahan is doing like this? Why Rajnibai is doing like this? Why Buniben doesn't understand? So I have to understand my intellect and use it positively or righteously, and be aware of its negative impact or the perverted use. So harmony within myself, and ultimately the enlightened ones remain harmonious all throughout, within and without, because they just remain the knower and seer of everything within and without. They don't get attached to the happenings by ownership belief or doership belief, but they remain knower and seer. And that self-realized state of being with the constant functioning awareness keeps them in their bliss, always as a knower and seer, never in confrontation with the things inside or outside, but always harmonious. And so much so that they are also harmonious with the nature and natural regulatory system. So nature gives all its powers to the enlightened Gnani Purus to become instrumental for welfare of one and all. So this is, in nutshell, I think we can think of the harmony to begin the subject. And now I'll wait for your questions, and then we'll deliberate more on the questions.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Shaileshanadji. Uh, Great insight into the topic of inner and outer harmony. Now we can have some questions from the audience. Uh, Please say your name and where you are from and your question.
Yes, Sachin, Shaileshanadji. Vinod Bansal, Birmingham, Alabama. So my question I want to ask you is that you were mentioning that when you're in that knower and seer state, so you are
Yeah.
seeing that everything that is happening in Vinod's mind, uh, all the contemplation that he's doing is basically an attempt to, from whatever his previous belief that there is happiness in something. So he's trying to uh, find ways of achieving happiness in all those relative aspects of life. And so when you're able to see it that way, you see that discharge is coming. And uh, if you can just watch it that way, that this is all relative and uh, it is just a seeking of the happiness outside. But sometimes situations arise. Say, for example, uh, I have given a loan to somebody, right? And then you see that, yes, okay, it's a discharge is coming, but then you also feel that, this person should give me my money back. And when that thought arises, so that, yes, I also understand that Vyavasthit is there, and if something, uh, nobody can do anything to me unless it is my doing or something. But then, does one completely let go and say, well, if that money has to come back, it'll come back, and to what extent should I uh, go after that, so without losing my sense of harmony inside?
So a very good thing. Now let me put it in a broader perspective. I know that you are a doctor.
Mhm.
So suppose we doctors are treating some patient, and patient is very critical and with n number of problems. As long as we are aware that I'm a doctor, I'm a treating person and separate from the patient, I'm not the patient. Patient is different. Does it affect us? Does it affect our harmony? Or if our harmony is affected, can we treat the patient well?
No.
Because we're aware that, okay, patient is different and my duty is to handle the situation, and better the harmonious or with clarity and with steadiness I am, better I can handle the situation. So with that same concept, whatever is happening within and without at the level of mind or intellect or our inner relative inner self or the outer happenings, as long as I remain as a neutral observer, two things happen. I have my happiness or bliss intact, and automatically or naturally, with the bliss and happiness remaining intact, my inner vision, my inner clarity, my inner understanding power also remains clearer or better, which tries to see through the situation what can be the optimum or a good way to sail through the situation. You are driving a car, the road may be empty or road may be very much crowded. You are driving a boat, sometimes the sea may be silent and it may be stormy. A good driver is one who knows how to sail through smoothly without having any adverse things. So, first and foremost is remaining as a step back and remaining as a neutral observer. It allows me to keep myself steady, free, harmonious, and also having good clarity, good perception power, good knowledge to be applied to that situation to be resolved. So the mind always seeks why to me, how, why it is happening like this, and mind also seeks resolving answer from us. So our understanding will help to resolve the mind or to give mind and intellect the correct direction also. Now, the mind on a relative plane, one has to try best possible things. But best possible itself means that till the point that you are not getting disturbed, you are not getting upset, you are not losing your balance, you are not losing your harmony. No sooner the turmoil starts within, the situation outside is not getting helped, and we are incurring so many losses within us that it leads to more complexities and more damages. So if I'm having the correct understanding, on one side I can keep on trying my best. One has to try, one cannot leave the situation. Like, can we leave our patients to die? No, till the last breath we keep on trying. Similarly here also, till suppose the simile is given that suppose the glass has started falling from my hand, I'll try to save it till end. Then if it is broken, then I'll say, okay, this is what has happened is correct. If it is saved, then also it is correct. So efforts, one has to do all the efforts, but they should be in a normal, natural way to the extent possible, but knowing and understanding well within that what's happening, what is in my realm, what is not, and remaining neutral or outside of those happenings. So this is how we can, I think, remain. So this is where the holistic inner science various understandings help us first to remain harmonious within, and then subsequently the outer harmony is the result. If I have to summarize in one sentence, harmony is the result. Within and without, harmony within or harmony without, it is the result. Result of what? Result of correct understanding, result of right belief, result of right visions. To the extent I can remain harmonious is the extent my correctness of vision or correctness of belief is there. And whatever is still remaining inadequate or whatever lapses are still remaining, I have to look back and try to complete the correctness of my vision, complete the correctness of my belief. That much is the another sentence. The pure vision leads to all harmony and happiness. The impurity of the vision leads to lack of harmony or unhappiness. So whichever way you put it, our vision, once it starts getting aligned or correct with my life, living, and universe or a natural regulatory system as a whole, starts resulting into harmony, and it is from 1 degree to 360 degrees, and the enlightened ones or the absolute ones are 60 degrees. Until that, we are all sailing, we are all traveling and trying to understand more and more correctly. Hope I'm able to address the question properly. Is that right, Dr. Mansa?
Yes, I mean, I can understand that the inner harmony is getting lost in certain situations. And I understand that the external effort has to go on till the last minute. But sometimes I'm not able to get the clarity as to why that harmony is getting lost. Say, for example, I give the example of that loan. So everything is fine. All of a sudden, you know, you will remember,
First,
oh, why did I not get that?
First and foremost, when I gave loan to somebody, whenever some friend or somebody approached and I gave the loan, what was my intent? To help him or her,
right?
Or to get some pride that, okay, Dr. Bansal is a good person. So I have to start looking from my intent. And if I have given with the intent of helping somebody, the very moment I am being helped because I get fulfillment, I get happiness. So have I given loan for him or her, his or her sake? No, I have given for my sake, actually. And when I have given for my sake, that the nature has given me the rewards also.
Now,
that is part
how have
one.
I given it for my sake? Can you explain that?
If you are in difficulty and if you request me, and when I'm giving you the loan, I'm giving with the intent that, okay, I'm helping Dr. Bansal, but with that intent of helping somebody, first gives me happiness, first gives me fulfillment. It takes my energy circles to the positive. It makes my aura body positive. It makes my functional MRI picture positive. So I am the first beneficiary. Even though the world says that I have done for others, the natural science says that I'm not doing for others, I'm doing for myself. So this is the subtle benefit of the gross action. The money is a gross thing. Money in account anyway is going and coming, or coming and going, either way. And they are not going to remain forever with us. But the intent with which I have given is, I have to look at that. Now the second part, when I have given and he said that, okay, I'll give in certain time, and he's not or she is not able to give. Now then I can request, I can try, but then I have to understand that is he independent or am I independent? Am I independent to recover? Is he independent to pay it back? In any case, even if I would have independent, I would have recovered immediately. If he would have been independent to pay, his circumstances or her circumstances would not have been catching hold of him or her. So in that case, it's a natural system. And when I have given, I have to tell my mind that, look, there are both the possibilities. Money may come in time, money may not come in time. So holistic scientists said that if you are going to lend money to somebody, tell your mind and intellect firsthand that it is like throwing in a sea. If it comes back, it is good. If it doesn't come back, if you are prepared that your mind and intellect will not get spoiled, then give, otherwise restrain back. So there are so many understandings associated with one thing. And the third thing, when I have given and now my mind is getting disturbed, my intellect is getting disturbed, now I have to go back and see where is my incorrect understanding. Because it is not that he or she is bothering me, it is my mind or my intellect or the happenings within me which are bothering me, because I am not able to reconcile my mind, I am not able to reconcile my intellect with a correct understanding. So it gives me the opportunity to understand and develop my inner understanding so that I can reconcile my own mind, intellect, or ego in any given situation. And believe me, these holistic inner science understandings, if understood in proper perspective, they will give you or empower you so that you can resolve your own relative inner self in any given situation, and there would not be inner loss in any situation, but you would be a gainer. The holistic scientists look in different way, that okay, I am getting free of one depth, I have given and it is not coming back. Okay, now one account is getting settled over here. This atomic and molecular configuration, which is taking place in the form of happenings, it is now getting settled over here. Let's move ahead. So they do not get stuck in any situation for any longer time. They just flows like a water or a river flowing through. And if some stone comes in between, it's flows from the side, or it cuts through, or it finds its different way, but it never stops, never jumps in front, never looks back. So the best example of the harmony is a river or a flow of water flowing naturally and overcoming or passing by all the obstacles, never jumping ahead, never looking back, but just flowing naturally. So when we can learn how to live naturally in any given situation, our harmony will not be disturbed. I know that whatever you are describing, there are many real life situations, but these life situations are from the worldly perspective or from the relative perspective, they are appearing different. From the perspective of the holistic inner science, correct understanding, when I know how my life's experiment and natural regulatory system are working, gives me the different answers from within. Yes, it will caution me beforehand. It will make me aware. It will make me think of the consequences of each act beforehand. That, okay, if I'm giving the money, what would be the consequences? If it comes, if it doesn't come, it shows me that awareness. But having looked at everything, when I have decided and opted to give, I know that I have not given for anybody else. I have given for myself, both ways, because I'm getting help first. And second thing, I'm giving for my sake to get relieved of my karmic bonds also. So there are many dimensions of this understanding.
Sure.
Right? So we move to next question.
Yes, Achitana.
Yeah, the next participant can ask a question.
Jai Sachidan and Dr. Shaileshanadji. My name is Punita. I'm from Tustin, California. And my question is, I think by most part, I live a pretty harmonious life majority of the time. But I would say sometimes it's uneasy and you do lose harmony when you're reminiscing of past grudges. And I think that's when you get a little uneasy. And I can't help to think that impacts your health in some way. So I guess it's like, and even you run across individuals and they're just hanging on to that grudge, and they'll talk about it for years and years and years and years and just cannot let go of that one incident and how it impacts their health.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit, how to kind of remedy that situation and to measure how deep your grudge might be? In some cases it's mine, sometimes it's other people, but I don't know how to help them because they'll just keep bringing that same incident up over and over again.
You have brought a very good and very important point, that in happenings, when I have taken note of something, of course, most of the times adversely, then it becomes a deep rooted note getting translated into grudge, maybe for family member, maybe for somebody else. And the grudge starts, or the note starts, when my expectations are different. My son should study like this, he should use the money and resources, we are working whole day hard and providing him the best possible opportunity for education, and whether he's using it properly or not, something. I'm giving a cursory example. And despite doing all the things for son or daughter, and when they come out and say, no mom, I don't believe you, and please don't force your ideas onto me, or something,
Sure.
or somebody has behaved differently, then we have done a lot of things for him or her, and somebody has reciprocated it to our mind differently, then that remains as a note or as a grudge. Now here again the same principle, again and again, that am I doing anything for my son, am I doing anything for other people, am I obliging the other people, or am I doing for others? Yes, in a worldly language, yes, but in a natural science language, I'm doing for myself. Because whichever actions of my mind, speech and body which are going to help others by way of my intention and my understanding do help me first. And anyway, I'm setting aside my obligations which I have brought in terms of my atoms, molecules. And the most important part which I feel is that we expect the others to behave in a particular way, but that's our way of looking at the things. They have their own spectacles, they have their own way of looking at the things, and if not, sometimes we are also not able to control our impulses and our reactions. So similarly, the other people may or may not be able to control their reactions or expressions and something like that. So when I realize the science in total, I know that there is nobody independently giving me or behaving with me badly. And even if somebody is, I would be in fact thankful to somebody who tells me criticizing words or who tells me bad words, because that gives me opportunity to introspect, to improve myself. With their detergent and laundry and their time and their energy, they are washing my ego and making me again normal, which otherwise I would have been with the inflated ego.
Sure.
They give their energy to me, and they are making me relieved of one karmic bonds. So when we look with the proper perspective, there is always positive in any given situation. And as I said, the subtle natural law is the interconnected interactive dealings. Our intellect always tries to seek justice into that. It should have been this way, it should not have been this way. He did justice to me, he or she did injustice to me. But here the natural system says that whatever was given by us just comes back in different ways, different times. So what is happening in interconnected interrelational dealings is not justice. Whatever has happened is justice. The justice is to understand to what extent we have given justice or injustice to others. So once I realize that this interactive dealings are give and take relations, so when it is coming back, if I don't like it, I should credit it and not give it again. So that moment I get reconciliation within myself that, okay, if it has hurt me, I have suffered, so I'm at fault. Now let me finish the fault here and let me not indulge into that again. And as I went further, As I said, suppose it is about our son, our daughter, our family members, our husband, where the expectations are not getting met, then I tell myself, all the trees and plants are different in a garden. This is a beautiful garden. You can't expect the rose to become an orchid, and or you can't expect the orchid to become a rose, or you can't expect the rose plant to bear mangoes, or vice versa. So
Sure.
enjoy the different personalities of a garden and know the people as they are, know their fruits and flowers. So having such correct understandings at different aspects will not allow the grudge to be built up in the mind,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately that will be resolved. And still, if it is there, if there are any past grudges with me which I'm holding, I'll take some time out of my routine and sit quietly and try to look neutrally that, oh supreme self within me, oh pure self, oh pure knowing seeing power within me, give me the pure vision with which I can see all the grudges and resolve them. So I'll be able to see, and I'll be able to see the incorrect understanding with which the grudges have been built up, and the correct understanding will resolve it. Or even I can apologize for the person for whom I am having grudges. So people say forgive yourself and forgive others. But what is the science? How can I forgive others? It's very difficult to forgive others. But when I know the natural laws, that they are just the postmen in the scheme of nature, they are not independently doing it. I must have given something. They are just settling down the accounts, and they are the postmen or delivery people in the scheme of nature. I just can see them as innocents or not at fault. And forgiving myself for my mistakes, I do confession, apology, and resolution experiment. So, grudges or the deep rooted things which are disrupting our harmony, we have to
Mm-hmm.
become aware. Most of the times, with correct understanding, they will get resolved. If not, take out the time, look at them. And when you take out the time, your inner understanding will also open out and will resolve the grudges which are at the relative level, means they are working at the relative atomic and molecular configuration level, and we are conscious. So with our conscious knowing seeing, when we look at the physical or material grudges, they just start getting dissolved. The correct understanding helps, and if at all required, the confession, apology, resolution process within us will make us free of grudges.
So the second part to that, I think I'm a pretty forgiving person by most times. I see innocence in a
Yes.
lot of people. So I wonder, like, I don't know why I'm stressed sometimes and my health is impacted, because it should be a parallel. If you think you're stress-free and seeing people innocently, then why do you hold this tension? I wonder sometimes with my illness. It doesn't
Uh,
add
the,
up
the,
sometimes.
the second part may be probably Puni Ben. Sometimes we are not happy with our own self, relative self. Whatever we are doing, we are too critic about our own relative self, whether I have done it rightly, whether I
Yeah,
have done to the optimum level, whether
that's
I should have been able to do it better way. So here also I have to be normal and neutral to my relative self, that okay Shailesh, you can do your best to best of your understanding, care, caution and abilities, but then leave rest to nature. Whatever is happening is ultimately sum total of so many scientific circumstantial evidences where not only I'm involved, but all the circumstantial evidences of other people are also involved. I'll give you very small example. As a surgeon, I try to do the best for everybody. Sometimes it goes excellence beyond my expectations. Sometimes despite trying everything best, it does not go and somebody may suffer.
Mhm.
Then I may look myself guilty. But when I look back and see, okay, I have tried everything best possible, and because so many circumstantial evidences are involved, somebody's body, somebody's immune system, somebody's karmas of suffering, I am getting involved into that situation. Have I been independent, I would not have allowed it to happen that way. But since it is happening, I have to understand the natural regulatory system and scientific circumstantial evidences as a whole. And that keeps me also balanced to my relative inner self, that, okay, have you tried sincerely? Okay, yes. Have you tried to best of your understanding? Yes. Whether your intention was correct? Yes. Then whatever has happened, just accept that whatever has happened is just incorrect. That will make you free of your own botheration with your own self from within, which is also a stressful situation. So that
I
is
am.
why,
Yeah.
yeah, that is why I started that harmony within and without. I have to be harmonious with my relative self also, and I have to be harmonious with the Shailesh has to be harmonious with outside people also.
Yes. No.
Very sweetly to summarize, whatever takes away free smile on my face, I have to look back that something is going on. Let's rectify it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I am very critical of myself, so I got to work on myself first, I think, for sure.
Yes. No, anything above normal is also not good. Anything below normal is also not good. Remain critical or remain sort of observant about yourself,
Yeah.
but don't become too critical or above normal critical about your own self. Otherwise, and had you been independent, it would have paid. But despite doing everything, you realize that, okay, the things sometimes go according to you, sometimes they don't go, because we are not independent doers. We are all instrumental doers in the grand scheme of Mother Nature. And where our independence is just inside Satta or the decision and projections. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. That was perfect.
Thanks. We can go on to the next question.
Understanding all these things.
Jay Sachidanand, Sheetalamin, Walnut Creek, California. Um, you mentioned this, Shaileshanadji, and I've experienced it many times where it is difficult to achieve outer harmony when you're not harmonious within. But when you are harmonious within, outer circumstances are effortlessly harmonious. And can you talk more in detail about what is the science behind that, and perhaps give some examples? And also, is there something we can do? What can we do to any daily affirmations or on a daily basis to stay harmonious within?
Yeah, very good point. So I start, or most of us start our day by the affirmation that let my mind, speech, and body make one and all happy. Let my mind, speech, and body not hurt anyone, even to the slightest extent. Or let my mind, speech, and body oblige one and all. And then there are 9 codes of conducts also given by the holistic inner science, which also we can use as an affirmation. But as we are traveling ahead with this understanding, all of us are experiencing, as I said, that world is me only. My husband is not different from me, even though it appears to be different, but it's my world, it's me only. My children are not different from me, even though they are appearing different. It's me only, because it first affects me. And with this, when I'm moving ahead, not only I'm harmonious within, but the pure love emanates from me. It springs, it is, my heart is full of pure love. Pure love means unaffected by the relative happenings. It is free of expectations and conditions. Again, the secret is, am I loving them for myself, for their sake? No. When I'm loving the people without any condition and without any expectation, first I am getting benefited because my heart remains full, my heart remains free. So with this type of thing within me, whatever comes in front of me, even some opponent may come, even if my husband may be argumentative or maybe argumentative, may not be agreeing with my your saying, but still your heart and things remain harmonious, not only harmonious but full of pure love. And then you can keep smiling and you understand that, okay, what is going on inside, what may be his viewpoint, and let me adjust to that viewpoint, or let me try to resolve that thing amicably and with equanimity. And with that vibrations going on, after a while, even if the other person has come as a bubbling or in a mood to oppose you or argument with you or not agree with you, the things get quietened down, because there is no reaction of that sort from your side. In fact, it is other way around. So sometimes humorously we say that the fire is there and on the other side there is ice, because Mahan has a lot of ice on his backyard right now. So Mahan, if the fire falls onto the ice, does the ice gets burnt, or the fire gets extinguished? What happens?
Fire gets
The
extinguished.
fire, the fire will get extinguished. So similarly, when my state is like that, it affects the other people, and they also will become quiet or harmonious, and they will also understand, and the things will become harmonious, or at least I will not lose my harmony, and I can look at the things with pure love, with inner sort of thing that, okay, the one more affirmation or one more inner hearty decision and desire we can put is, for all those who are around us, right from family, society, workplace, or wherever we go, I pray and I keep the vow that, oh Lord, please bless all these people such that they get best in both their relative as well as their real, or in their outer living and in their inner living. So when I'm having and praying for the welfare of everybody in relative as well as real aspects, my own welfare is already achieved, and those vibrations will go out and work. So the best antidote is to pray these two things, that let my mind, speech, and body make one and all happy or not hurt any living being. And O Lord, or O Supreme Self, bless everybody such that all these people get best in relative as well as real, or their complete welfare can be available to them. These are into gross things, and then, as I said, the understandings and 9 codes will help you as you go across. And it is my duty to settle down any lack of harmony which is coming to me, rather than complaining that somebody is responsible to create that disharmony or lack of harmony. It is my duty to remain harmonious, not only remain harmonious for myself, but also to remain in such a state that outside everything becomes harmonious. And that's the state of enlightened ones, that's the state of the absolute ones, that for miles around them, even if somebody wants, one cannot create any lack of harmony, because their ambience and their vibrations and their state of being and their aura and their energy circles are such that rest of the things just get cleared around them. This is a metaphysical science also. There is exactly scientifically the things are working at all levels, gross, subtle, metaphysical, and beyond that.
Thank you. And so to maintain the inner harmony, you really do have to go within yourself and find what is it that is taking this harmony away. And really, you do have to do the work yourself. Okay. Thank you.
The people say that I have problem with outside world, but outside world is not a problem, and even if you consider it is a problematic, it is not going to change most of the times. So you have to seek the solution of the problem within you.
Thank you.
So next question.
Good evening to you and good morning to everybody. This is Rajnikant Patel from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a retired executive from Westinghouse Electric Company, and presently I write books, and I'm a student of holistic inner science. My question is, I mean, you have alluded to a lot of good things, and like some of the viewers said, that we, in practical life, sometimes it becomes very difficult even knowing some of the theory, what you've been talking about. But my question is, you know, you've been talking about scientific circumstantial evidence throughout this talk of yours, but what is the real holistic inner science behind that, so we can understand this better?
Yes. So that's a very key point, or the pivot point, to understand the happenings outside me as well as within me, how they are happening. So whenever something is happening, good or bad, our intellect asks us a question: why it happened so, why it did not happen so, why it went this way and that way. So who is governing all this thing? Is God doing all this thing? If the God is doing all these things, let's invite or call God and ask, why are you doing all this chaos? Then God says, I don't have any business to do all these things. Then who is doing? Am I independent doer? What is in my realm and what is not? So when I look at all these things, and the holistic inner science makes me understand that how the things are happening. So how the things are happening is within me when I'm deciding or projecting something. Let me give a humorous example. When we were young, we decide to have a beautiful wife, or the girls decide to have a beautiful or a well-earning husband, or whatever it is. No, nobody else knows it. We have decided. We carefully structured all the subconditions and signed the contract. Now, the nature says it goes to the natural regulatory system. Now, nature says there is something like a small computer inside and a vast cosmically land computer outside. The nature says, wait, time is not ready. At a certain point of time, everything will be ready. And the nature says,
Some connectivity issue.
and the things start. So that's only for wife. But nature says no. When the result is given, it has to be through scientific circumstantial evidences. So you have to get father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and everything. So this is a sequence that whatever I'm projecting within me, signing it as I am, name bearer and I'm doer, goes to nature, and nature is an organized, orderly system to give the effects or results. But how does nature work? Nature works through the circumstantial evidences, accumulation and dispersion of circumstantial evidences, gross and subtle, of the past, present, and future, which come together as well as get dissociated or dispersed scientifically. And that is how the concept of scientific circumstantial evidences is the key point for the every happening or regulation or governance of my own life living, as well as everybody around me and universe as a whole. There is no single independent individual controlling these things, but it is the natural regulatory system working through scientific circumstantial evidences. And nature is also not independent. Nature works based on my input or my fed data, which I had put to the nature or projected or decided and projected, and which has gone to the nature. So this is how the scientific circumstantial evidences are working. So when the holistic scientist was asked how the world is created and how the world is being governed, he said two very wonderful sentences: that God is creator is correct, but by Hindu viewpoint, by Christian viewpoint, or by an individual viewpoint, not by fact. By fact, it is only scientific circumstantial evidences. So this is how all the things are working. And when I understand this science, I can have very wide understanding, and lot of puzzling questions are getting answered by this wonderful concept of scientific circumstantial evidences.
Thank you very much. It throws a lot of light that you have to really look into the circumstances instead of jumping into issues and problems. That brings me, Mahan, if you don't mind, a very quick question. I know time is running out, but you said that in the morning you have to put some bows or some wishes in the morning. Yeah, fine, well and good. We do that, but then we go and out into this fast, very fast-paced life. You know, we forget about a lot of things and then run into trouble. So, what is during the day? Is there anything that we can still keep in our mind besides the morning rituals?
Yeah. Uh, 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 First of all, these are not rituals. These are the scientific projections, universal scientific projections. So
Good point.
just a little correction of the word. So morning, I have decided that during the day, I try to remain aware as much as possible. Now, there are two things happening, as you said, fast-paced world. Yes, it's true. So our mind, body, speech, or the prakriti is effective and reactive. So it tries to, rather than respond, react to the situations and work very fast. If I'm aware, I just keep on trying to have an eye on my own prakriti or personality or mind, speech, body, machinery which is working. With that little awareness, it will help me a lot. It's like remaining aware while driving a car. If you're a car, you know that there's going to be accident. So you try to remain awake. If you are getting little sleepy, you just stop by the side of road, have a cup of coffee, and then again drive your car back, something like that. So similarly, we try to remain aware and awakened from within. It is known as awakened living or the conscious living. But still, the prakriti may do something else. So when the mistakes occur, again, whenever the time is available, I go back, see with what understanding the prakriti behaved like this, and what is the correct understanding which I now have. So with the present correct understanding, I try to rectify my personality, which is the bundle of beliefs which I had acquired in some time past. Or now in the present knowledge, I find that these are incorrect ones. So this is a constant process going on, that whatever my personality has given in form of reaction based on my past beliefs, now my present belief says that it needs rectification. So here the holistic science is given a very wonderful science, that people try to alter the behavior, or when the behavior is not altered, they get frustrated. But you cannot change the fruit, or you cannot change the effect. You need to change the cause or a seed. So my present understanding and my present resolution or my present decision and projection is the seed or cause. The personality or behavior is the result or a fruit. So even if the mistakes did occur, I'm not bothered, but I immediately go back and rectify it. Sometimes if necessary, I do confession, apology, and resolution, and decide not to do such mistakes again. To help it, I also reiterate to the inner hearty prayers of 9 codes of conduct, which we are not going to elaborate at present, but there are beautiful 9 codes of conducts which I can keep on reiterating within myself. And whenever the time permits, whatever, see, it's a holistic living. I'm spending a lot of my time for my jobs, for my professional career, for my name, for my fame, for my family and everything. But holistic means my living should be overall balanced. The way I'm spending a lot of time for all these outer things, I should have some time for my inner self also. And taking out some time, keeping in touch with some such wonderful things where the conscious people are trying to live in a conscious way will give me inner energy, inner boost, will bring me to the center. So these 3-4 things will help me trying to remain awakened or exercise my awareness. Whenever the mistakes are there, going back and correcting my own personality, seeing my own faults in light of present understanding, and doing confession, apology, and resolution, using 9 codes, and keeping or remaining in touch with this wonderful holistic inner science as and when the time permits, take me to the path of progress. That's what we have been experiencing, and that's the way we can go.
Excellent. I think this can get us through the days really good now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, participants, and Shaileshanadji for this wonderful insights on harmony and harmonious living. I think one sentence that's sticking to my mind is harmony is a result of the right belief. It is a product of right belief.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that sentence is really powerful. And
It's the result.
yes,
And the last concluding remarks, if we make, if we go a little more in subtler aspects, my own mistakes at the relative living plane lead to lack of my harmony. Nobody is my boss, but my own mistakes and my own blunders. So I should look to clear that off. And if I go still deeper, we did talk about beliefs, we did talk about opinions. If I still go deeper, my own weaknesses in form of anger, pride, greed, deceit, attachment, or aversions are ones which lead to lack of harmony, or which take toll of my happiness and harmony. So when I become aware of all these things, naturally the solution in form of correct understanding is available. Jai Satchidanand. The Jai
Yeah.
Satchidanand is nothing but symbolic of harmony, universal harmony. We'll elaborate into that sometime, some other time. Because so many people who are not conversant with this word Jai Satchidanand, they will feel what they are talking in Greek or Latin. What does this Jai Satchidanand means? Sat is eternal, Chit is knowing, See, and Anand is a bliss. So in short, it symbolizes the universal harmony for all the living beings. Jai Satchidanand.
Thank you very much. Our next Holistic Science Talk Show is on January 15th, 2017. So we hope to see everybody there. And for more information, please visit our website hscrf.org and also check out our YouTube videos as well. Thank you, everybody, and have a happy and harmonious New Year 2017.